Well, look, ladies, I'll get started for you. If you guys don't mind, can I say a quick prayer before we get started? Awesome. Let's bow our heads. God, I thank you for this opportunity to speak to these young ladies. I pray that what I speak comes through you and it goes to them and they run with it the right way with you. We lift up their season, no injuries. They have a great school year, lift up their families. And this year is going to be a blessing for them on the basketball court and off as well. And we love you. Amen. All right, ladies. So I'm not sure how much Coach Cole told you about me, but I'll give you a little bit of background for myself. My name is David Gerganis. Everybody that I've coached just call me Coach G, so you can call me that if you like. I spent 9 years coaching college basketball. I played 4 years on Division III level, like Coach Cole. After that, I graduated. I worked at the school that I graduated from as an assistant coach there. Spent 3 years as a graduate assistant. Spent 5 years at Huntingdon College where I met Coach Cole. I was an assistant there my first year, and then 4 years as the head coach. Last year I spent and being as an assistant high school coach for my brother at a local high school here, and I'm a realtor now. I do a different odd job, different side hustles, but I still coach. It's in my heart. It's where I got my passion from. And I also do speakings like this whenever coaches ask me, and obviously I'm honored to do that for Coach Cole, being a friend of mine and knowing who she is. So that's a little bit about me. I want to tell you a little bit about your coach first, okay? Not in a bad way, because you guys got a little energy out from the beginning, a little impression. But I want to tell you a little bit about her so you know where Coach Cole is coming from, okay? I watched Coach Cole play. I had a blessing to watch her play her senior year, and her team was really, really good. Coach, I think y'all won almost 30 games or maybe a little bit more. I'm not sure. I know you guys had a great year, had a lot of seniors. But I'm telling you this because everything Coach Cole tells you to do on the court, ladies, is what she did. Or if it's not what she did, then it's what she wished she would have done to help her team be a little bit more successful if she could. Okay? Because Coach Cole was very talented. She had a lot of ability. She could really shoot the rock. Okay? She could take you to the basket. She created for her teammate. She was tough. She was fierce. She was a heck of a competitor. Okay? So everything that she's telling you to do, I know she did. I watched it. All right? And the things that she's telling you to do that she may not have done in college or in high school are things that she wished she would have done. Okay? I saw where she was a leader. She communicated at a high level with her teammates. She had her teammates back. You could tell that her teammates wanted to play with her, and that she wanted to play for them. Okay, so everything that she says that she was an example of in college, and I was blessed to witness that. So I want you guys to know that because a lot of coaches out there are like that, and I know it seems like maybe Coach Cole, she holds you guys accountable. She says do this, she says do that, and I'm telling you, I know from watching her, she set a good example on what to do when she was a player. Okay, does all that make sense? Give me a thumbs up if you make sense. Okay, awesome, good. All right, so what I'm going to give you, ladies, today is one of the reasons that Coach Cole and I coach is we love the game of basketball. But the other reason is to develop young men and young women, not just on the court, but off the court as people. So what I'm going to give you is something that you can take, obviously, on the court, but I want you to think about it and apply it to real life, okay? Because it's going to matter in the classroom. Who you are on the court is the same person you are in real life, in the classroom, in your families, in your relationships. It doesn't matter what it is. You got to be the same person. Okay, does that make sense, guys? So I want you guys to listen to this and take it as a real life individual as well. Okay. So I want to talk to you guys about being a safe teammate. A consistently safe teammate. Now, when I say safe, sometimes people can use that as a negative thing because safe, sometimes people apply that to being comfortable, okay? And comfortable is not a terrible thing, but if you're going to get better in life, and ladies, as you know, things are going to get uncomfortable, right? It's just like when you're in the weight room or Coach Cole is running you and you're running sprints and you're breathing heavy and it starts to get uncomfortable, it starts to get hard. That's good. That means you're building your conditioning. Or if you're in the weight room and that last couple of reps are really, really hard, what does that mean? That means you're building muscle. So anything uncomfortable is going to make you better. So what I mean by safe teammate is you have a teammate that you trust. Because when I feel safe around someone, right, it's because I trust them. because they're consistent in who they are and they're consistent in their actions. All right, thumbs up if that makes sense. Awesome, good. So when you're a consistently safe teammate, all right, SAFE is an acronym. S-A-F-E. The first right letter is S, and that stands for sacrifice. If you're going to be a safe teammate, guys, you have to learn to sacrifice. Now, on the court, that could mean I'm diving on the floor for a loose ball for my teammate, right? For my teammates, for the team to gain momentum, to get an extra possession. It might mean I slide over and help defense and take a charge, right? Because that's going to get a foul on the opposing team, right? It's gonna draw momentum, and it shows my team that I'm willing to sacrifice my body, right? I'm willing to sacrifice to be uncomfortable, because you know what? A charge hurts. It hurts for about 5 seconds, but I sacrifice for the betterment of my team. What about a box out? Box outs aren't fun, right? But if you sacrifice your body, you put your body in front of somebody and box out. And here's another thing about boxing out. You may not even get the rebound. Sometimes a great box out, most of the time you don't get the rebound. Your teammate who doesn't box out, right? Because they don't have to, because their man went back court. She gets that rebound, okay? But that's sacrificing for the betterment of the team. All right, give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. Sacrifice is really important. In life, sacrifice is extremely important. Your parents, ladies, mom, dad, grandparents, whoever helps you create a life for yourself, getting to school, or putting gas in your car, or having clothes on your back, food on the table, they sacrifice. They have to go to work for that. Or they may have to get up earlier to do something for you or their family that they may want to do something else for you to be able to live a life that you need to live. Okay, I can guarantee you, Coach Cole, having kids now and married, she sacrifices every day for her family. After practice one day, you guys may have a tough practice. She may want to go home and watch Netflix and chill, but she has to prepare food or help her kids do something, or her husband do something, right? To help them feel safe. Because guess what? In a marriage and in real life, okay, you got to feel safe with your team. Her team just isn't with you guys, it's with her family at home. That is a team. The ultimate teammate is being married. And then she's got another team, the same team, but with her kids. Okay? So having that safe teammate that sacrifices for the betterment of their team is extremely important. All right, the A stands for attitude. Okay? Having a positive attitude. All right? So here's an example of that. Let's just say at practice, Coach Cole's really getting on somebody on the team, and it may be a mistake or something that happened. Maybe ran the wrong play or wasn't giving great effort, and she really gets on. Okay, and just imagine if that's you. You have a choice in that moment. Is my attitude going to be great, or is my attitude going to be negative? Is it going to be positive or negative? Because as she's holding me accountable, am I looking at her in her eyes and saying, yes, ma'am, yes, coach, and getting the job done the next time? Or am I going to be pouty about it, right? Am I going to let it hurt my feelings and not realize that she's just trying to make me better, right? Because that's hard to do. Trust me, I know, okay? It's hard to do. But we all have that teammate, and we won't say it out loud, or teammates, right, who sometimes have a negative attitude when being held accountable, or they don't touch the ball, or the ball doesn't go in the basket as much as they want to, or they're making some mistakes and they're hurting the team, and then they start to get a little pouty, right? Or their body language isn't good, and then you as a team may have to spend energy trying to lift them up. Or they're taking energy, they're called energy vampires, away from the team because the attitude isn't good. Now let me ask you a question. Does that make you feel safe as a teammate? Right? No, it makes you feel unsafe, right? You don't feel comfortable around that teammate or the teammates that have negative attitudes. Okay, think about this. Think about you playing against you. Somebody give me your biggest rival. Who? Got it. So let's just say you're playing them at their place, and it's a packed gym. It's loud. You guys are killing it. You got momentum. You went up big, and all of a sudden, change of events. They come back. They storm back. Your shots are not going in. You make some turnovers on accident. Things are not going well. All right. 30 seconds left in the game. You're up by 2. They hit a 3 to go up 1. In that moment, you have a decision to make. What is your attitude response? Are you going to sulk about it, put your head down? Coach Cole call a timeout. She's got to spend time, boosting your energy up, boosting your mindset. Or are you going to make a decision that I'm going to stay positive and I'm going to give my team energy and we're going to fight back and we're still going to win this game? Because the teammates that do that do what? They make you feel safe. You trust them. Okay? All right, the F in SAFE stands for fierce. Okay, now it could be for fun or focus, but I like fierce because to me, fierce is a word that means toughness. It means they're a competitor. It means someone that ain't scared of anything. And I'm gonna tell you, Coach Cole was very fierce on that court. All right, I've seen her get physical and do what she has to do on that court for her team to win. Okay, you all know that one or multiple teammates, and I hope it's you, that is fierce in any situation. When things go wrong, where things are going well, where there's a scrum on the court and the other team is being physical, she's the one that steps up, right, and takes advantage and says, I got my team's back. I'm going to set an example, right? Or you're playing a really good team that you're a little nervous about, but she goes out there and she performs at a high level and gets after it and competes and competes and competes, right? Because that's extremely important, having that fierce attitude, somebody who's tough, okay? I want you to think back in your mind, guys, right now about a tough time in your life when your family, your mom, your dad, maybe you had some grandparents that are sick, maybe you had somebody in your family pass away or somebody was close to you. And then think about somebody in your life that made you feel safe in that moment due to their fierce attitude, that yes, this is a tough moment and I lost someone or someone's sick or I'm worried about someone got in a car wreck. But the person that's a leader in my life, a teammate of mine, whether that's in my family, whether that's a friend, she or he was very fierce in that moment, very tough, and took on this moment and said, you know what, I'm going to have a positive attitude. I'm going to attack this moment and be there for my family and my team and do what's right and respond with a positive attitude. Okay? And let's go back to attitude for a moment. I want you to think about as well, you're in the classroom. Every class, guys, you're a part of a team. You got your teacher who is, you can label them as the coach, right? And you got your class, which is the team. Okay? I want you to think back to either this year or prior years of a teacher who had a positive attitude every day, day in and day out, consistently positive with her attitude or his attitude. Take a moment to think about that, right? And then take a moment to think about, did that teacher make you feel safe? And not from a standpoint of they made you feel comfortable and told you everything was okay and told you, your attitude or some negative stuff that you did or your class did was okay, but someone who's consistent in their positive attitude. You knew day in and day out that every time you stepped in that classroom or you saw them in the hallway, that teacher was extremely positive, okay? And it made you feel what? Safe inside, that you knew that was going to be a positive attitude and she was going to have my back, or he, whoever the teacher was. And then the E, lady, stands for effort, okay? Now, effort can be confusing in a way when it comes to, well, what is effort, right? The first thing I think about when it comes to effort is someone who runs every sprint hard, someone who sprints back on defense, someone who dives on the floor for loose balls, someone who, takes charges, boxing. All those things are true. But I think someone that applies great effort is someone who's consistent in her sacrifice, their attitude, and their fierce competitiveness. Because you can give effort, but you can give negative effort or not very good effort or minimum effort, which means that you can just kind of coast when it comes to drills, right? You can kind of coast when it comes to sprints. Or, you know what? My girl's in backside. I'm in help defense. I'm going to chill and rest in help side defense, and I'm going to give minimum effort. But really, what you should be doing is giving maximum effort in help defense by your communication and keeping your feet moving, right? And be ready to go close out when your girl gets the ball and you're ready to roll because your effort is at an all-time high at all times, okay? Does that make sense to you, ladies? Any questions? Give me a thumbs up if you like it. All right. And the last thing, I got a couple more things, but one of the last things is I keep saying consistent, safe teammate. And here's why. Ladies, I want you to think about this. If you have a teammate who does sacrifice, or a teammate who has a good attitude, or is fierce, or has good effort in a lot of the positive things, but is inconsistent, is that a good teammate? Does that teammate make you feel safe? Do you trust that teammate? Okay, because I want you to understand something. Why do you trust somebody? Why is somebody a good friend? Why is somebody a good teammate? Why is somebody like Coach Cole? I know Coach Cole's husband, and I know that he's a good teammate to her as a husband. I know that because I know them as people. And I know that because guess what? They're consistent. You trust people based on their consistency of actions, not of what they say. We all know people that say good stuff, but they really don't mean it, and they're not consistent with their actions. Does that make sense? Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. We want to be consistently safe teammates. Every day, I know that, young lady right here in the purple sitting up front, what's your name?
Me?
Yes, ma'am.
Emily?
Emily. Okay, I'm going to use you an example. If Emily come to practice every day, last minute, she come out, her body language wasn't great. It took her 15 minutes to kind of get into practice. She really didn't communicate very much. If Coach Cole, every time she held her accountable, she was kind of pouty or attitude. She didn't jump on the floor for loose balls, or maybe she did sometimes. Maybe sometimes her attitude was okay. Maybe sometimes her fierce competitiveness came out. Well, that would be called what? Inconsistency. And would you guys trust Emily? Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down if you would trust her. Exactly, right? So you want to have a trusting teammate. In order to trust your teammate and have a safe teammate, you got to be consistent, okay? And being good teammates, I'm gonna tell you this. One reason that Coach Cole's team was very good in college was because they let go of the petty stuff. On teams, you guys got what, 8 seniors in a pretty older group. Would you agree with that experience? Right? That's a good thing. I've played on teams and I've coached teams that had older groups that should have accomplished a whole lot, and ladies, they didn't. They didn't because they weren't safe teammates. They let the petty drama, she says this, she talked to my boyfriend, or vice versa, whatever the case may be, stuff that didn't matter. And then years later, they come back to me and say, Coach, we should have been better, but we let the stuff that didn't matter get to us in high school. We could have won a conference championship. We could have won a state championship. We could have won this. We could have done that. And I had teammates that I've talked to and regretted some of the things that happened because they let that stuff get to them. They weren't safe teammates. They were inconsistent in who they were. Does everybody understand that? All right. So, all right, real quick. And I think this will get my point across about being a safe teammate. All right. I want everybody to close your eyes for me. Close your eyes, and I want you to imagine, okay, the husband that you want, your life partner. What does he look like? Just imagine. It could be, you might be thinking of a celebrity right now, or NBA player, or Morgan Wallen, or somebody like that, right? Okay, I get it. Now open your eyes for a second, okay? Now, I'm sure it was somebody that you thought was very good looking, right? Which is, you want to be attracted to your partner, right? Your husband. But I want you to think about something. Okay? Imagine him now. You ain't got to close your eyes, but I want you to imagine him as someone who was inconsistent as a teammate, who was inconsistent as a safe teammate. He didn't sacrifice for you or your children consistently. His attitude was inconsistent. One day it was positive, one day it was negative, one day it was high, one day it was low. He wasn't fierce for you. He wasn't tough for you consistently. And not just for you, but your family. Right? And his effort to do things that he said he was going to do and do them the right way was inconsistent. Now think about your emotions right now. Really think about it. How do you feel? Do you feel safe? You want a husband that is going to help you feel safe, but vice versa. So now I want you to put yourself in the opposite shoes. Okay? Because when you ask your teammate, your husband one day, right, your kids, to do the things that I'm telling you, then guess who's got to do them? You do.
The fire alarm system. It is only a test. Please disregard. We will be testing the fire alarm system. It is only a test. Please disregard.
You're good. No worries. But my point is, ladies, one day you're going to have great families. Okay. And I know that because Coach Cole, I know she does a great job of molding young women. And you're going to be a leader. You probably already are. You're going to have great jobs one day. You're going to have wonderful kids. You're going to make a lot of money. But you can only do that if you're a safe teammate to not just your family, not just the team that you're on, but the job that you're at, your coworkers, your employees one day. If you don't sacrifice and have a great attitude and are fierce in everything that you do and not afraid and tough, and you give great effort and all those things, right? Then you as a person can be successful. And it's got to be what, guys? It's got to be consistent, because you cannot create trust and you cannot be a great, safe teammate without being consistent in your actions day in and day out. Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. Awesome. Anybody got any questions for me? I love to answer questions. Anything, Coach Cole, do you want me to hit on anything else? Anything I could do?
I think you hit the nail on the head, or the nail on the head when you said let the heavy stuff go and just don't let stuff outside from accomplishing the goals that we have set for us this season.
Absolutely. Well, ladies, I would ask yourself this when things like that happen. Ask yourself what's more important. Is winning a conference championship, is being the best player and team that you can be more important? Or is the stuff that one day I'm telling you is not going to matter? You know, the he said, she said, the drama outside of basketball. And it ain't have to be within the team. It could be anything that happens in class, anything that happens with your family. You owe it to your team to come in and be consistently safe teammate day in and day out. And the other stuff, for lack of better words, ladies, it doesn't matter. It's small, minuscule stuff, because I don't want you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep up with you guys this year, because I spoke to you, and every team that I ever speak to, I keep up with and make sure, and I want to see them be successful. And I spoke to Coach Cole enough that she's let me know that you guys can be successful this year, right? Win a lot of games and do some really good stuff. So if you don't, I'm going to wonder, well, then these ladies, were they unsafe teammates? Were they inconsistent? Or were they consistently safe teammates? Because I'm going to tell you this too. A safe teammate knows how to talk to their teammates. So for example, Emily, if she doesn't like it, if people get on her, right, and she likes it better and she responds with a positive attitude, with someone being encouraging and letting her know that she can be better in that way, then that's how you need to speak to her. And anybody else on your team, you ladies should be finding out right now in the preseason, what makes you tick, what makes your teammates tick, what makes them better, what do they like, right? There may be somebody on the team that you just really don't like. Okay, I've had teammates, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I've had teammates, I've won a conference championship with some teammates, I'm gonna be honest with you, we're not my favorite people, but guess what? Didn't matter. We were on the same team. I sucked it up. I went to go spend time with them. I figured out what they liked, what their interests were. And I tried to find something that was very similar to what we like. And then I tried to do that with them, because I knew how important that was going to be. They needed to trust me and feel safe with me when I was on the court with them in a game or in practice, right? If I was talking to them about, this defense is doing that, and so we need to look at this, or offensively, this is happening, so look for this, they need to be able to trust what I was saying. And understand that other stuff that maybe I didn't agree with, or I didn't do, or I thought was, not the right thing, that yes, outside the court it matters, but on the court and at practice, whenever we were together, that was my teammate, and I got his back, and I love him, and I'm gonna dive on that floor, and I'm gonna draw a charge, and I'm gonna box out, I'm gonna do the little things to be a consistently safe teammate, so we can be the best that we can be. Right? That's called sacrifice, ladies. You got to sacrifice for what you really want, right? That's the first acronym, is S, sacrifice. You may not You don't have to like every one of your teammates, but you have to love them, and you're going to play with them. So you need to figure out how you can work together and sacrifice for the betterment of the team. I can sacrifice our relationship so we can win a conference championship. I can sacrifice the fact that maybe I don't like some of the things that you said about me or done or did in the past for us to have a chance to win a state championship and do something special to one another. Because I'm telling you, ladies, you will regret it one day if you don't. Trust me, I've been a part of those teams, and I know Coach Cole has too. And the beautiful thing about her senior year in college was those ladies got over that stuff, and they won almost 30 games. They had a chance to do some really big stuff, and they did. So we've all experienced it. Anything else, ladies? Can I answer any questions for you? If you don't have any questions, that's okay. I'm here to answer anything.
Don't look at me.
If you don't, that's okay. Coach Cole has my email, so you ladies can email and reach out to me with any questions or anything like that that you need. And like I said, I'm in real estate, so when you graduate one day and you want to get into real estate, you got questions, I'm here for you. I'm gonna be keeping up with you guys. I hope you're very successful. Coach Cole's a good friend of mine, and not just her, but her husband, and I think a lot of them. And so you're blessed, ladies. You're blessed to play for a really good person who has done it at a high level and understands what it takes to be a safe teammate and also play on a team and be really good. So what she's saying is all the right stuff. What she's doing, right? She wants to, those times that she's holding you accountable and it's really hard and you have to run, or she may be raising her voice and getting on you, it's because she loves you and cares about you, and she's in it for the right reasons. Because she knows when basketball is over for you and you get into the real world and you go to college, that she's trying to prepare you to be as successful as you possibly can. I promise you that. Cool. If you got something out of it today and you like to, give me a thumbs up. Awesome. All right, Coach. If you don't got anything else, I'll let you guys go. I wish you nothing but a bit. Homecoming this week, right? Is the homecoming game tonight? Are y'all gonna go and have fun and support?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, I hope y'all win.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, Coach. Let me know if you need anything, okay?
Thank you.
All right, guys. Good luck.